What's up, guys? Happy Halloween. Hope everyone's doing good. I just wanted to make a quick video today. This is gonna be scientifically the fastest way to improve at Valorant. If you guys are stuck, you're struggling, whiffing your shots, embarrassed to show your face around your friends because you lost that last game so horribly, don't worry, guys. I got you. I know it's a scary night, but those of you who are staying in, want to learn some Valorant? Let's go. First things first, it's important to know that learning requires focus. So if you're not focused, you're not going to be learning. And if you're not learning, you're not going to be getting better at the game and ranking up and achieving all those things that you want to achieve. So if you're playing Valorant and you want to get better at Valorant, it's important that you focus. Focusing really isn't that hard though. You could just take some, never mind. As explained by Andrew Huberman, focus follows your vision. So simply, if you're struggling to focus, it's likely not your fault because of the world we live in. I mean, most of us nowadays just have a phone that's just sitting in our pocket. Maybe a text is going off mid-game. Maybe you're like me. Sometimes you watch TikToks when you're having a bad game in between rounds. I'm telling you right now, that is disrupting your focus really, really badly. And if you're doing this, it's going to make the game less fun. It's going to be harder to come back. It's going to be harder to learn, improve. You're going to have a hard time focusing. And if you can't focus, you can't learn. So first things first, you got to focus your visual attention. That means closing all the YouTube tabs you have open in the background so you can't just tab out and watch YouTube. That means maybe throwing your phone in the other room so it's not going to distract you. Any way, I mean, maybe you just have self-control. Maybe you can just like stare at the screen the whole time without worrying about any of that. Whatever methodology you use, the whole point is that you need to take advantage of your visual focus and you need to block out any distractions that might be pulling your focus away. So if you're queuing up for ranked, like make sure your visual focus is on your screen like 99% of the time. I know pro players, if they are dealing with like stress, they'll have like a little squishy or like a little, I don't know, some stuffed animal or whatever, like a comfort item that they can bring with them on stage. And since they have it, they can like look at it and it'll help calm them down. But for the most part, you want to be focused on the screen. It's scientifically proven that your mental focus follows your visual focus. So if you're struggling mentally to focus, literally, guys, all it takes is to look at the correct things. And just take note if you're like drifting off, if you're looking around, your eyes are darting around. This can break your focus and it's going to make it harder to learn. But also, like, you're going to play worse if you're not focused too, you know? Like, the best games you have are when you're just dialed in and it's just the game's just flowing right through you. That's just called the flow state. And then after you master your focus, you've learned how to focus, you understand that focus is the key to learning. You learned how to do it well, learned how to focus properly. You can focus on command. You got rid of all your distractions. You're having a fun Halloween. Things are good. The last thing, sorry, there's two more things, not one more. The second to last thing, this is probably the one most of you guys know you need to do, but you're probably neglecting it, is going to be reflect on your mistakes. If you're not reflecting, you're not improving. And it's just as simple as that. If you peek an angle and you get pissed off, oh my God, my aim sucks. During that time, you could have been like, oh, like that guy was ready for me. He just took my head off. Like maybe I should have thrown my utility out before peeking that angle. Maybe I should have jump peeked it to spot out where he's at. You can think of different things. Most of the time when you die, if you give yourself a second and you're not like judging yourself hardcore, like you can think of what you did wrong and you can think of a better thing to do instead. And this is really powerful because it allows you to improve in the moment. It gives you active advice to yourself that allows you to change and adapt and overcome the circumstances, even if it's not in your favor. And even when you're not succeeding, maybe you are reflecting on your mistakes and you're still failing, it's giving you more opportunities to try a wider variety of things. And this gives your brain a chance to see what sticks, first of all, but also understand better what doesn't work and why it doesn't work. And the more information you're feeding to yourself, the better you're going to be able to adapt and overcome these adverse situations. Of course, every single game you play is going to be completely different. You're playing against different people on your teams, different agents, different maps. Literally, everything's different. And then if you add in the element of every single person who's playing this game is growing and adapting at the same time, then every single game you play, it's going to be one level up from the last game. And with so much information online these days as well, it makes the competition even harder than it was in the past. And so when you put all of these things together, just mix them all together in your crock pot, you got a nice big stew of difficulty. Because that's really what it is. Competition is a lot harder today. It's harder than it's ever been. But at the same time, we got more resources than ever. And this gives us a chance to reflect. This gives us a chance to understand the science behind like what's going to help us improve and reach the goals that we want to reach. And lastly, guys, one more tip for you. Now that we got this nice big stew of Halloween juice, Halloween Valorant learning juice, I want you to mix it all up, and then we're going to chug that shit. Glug, 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 glug. Chug it just like a chug jug. Sorry. And the last bit of advice I'm going to give you guys, I think everybody needs to hear it. A lot of y'all are slacking. Some of you aren't. I'll give you credit. But we got to dial the fuck in, guys. It's similar to focus, but there's a different feeling when you're giving the game your all, when you're really pushing your limits. Don't give it 100%, give it 110%. That's not working, 120%. Go all the way. See what you're capable of. Like, why sell yourself short when you can go all the way? Like, who's to say how good you are? Your teammate, your Cypher who's baiting you the whole game, you're going to listen to what he says? Oh, man, you suck. Bro, you're correct. You can do this shit. All you got to do is knock that dust off your shoulder and dial the fuck in, dude. You have everything you need at your disposal. All the information you need is out there for you. Anything you could possibly need, you have at your disposal. And all you got to do is dial the fuck in and actually do what you need to do. Get that shit done and give it your fucking all. Quick rundown for those of you guys who got lost. Learning follows focus. Focus follows vision. If you're focused, you're learning. Reflect on your mistakes and dial the fuck in, guys. Happy Halloween.